Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and now here I am continuing with my reviews for my picks for the top 10 best animated DreamWorks movies. And now here I am with my review for my choice for number 6, which is Madagascar. So, I didn't see this movie when it was released in the theaters. I wanted to see this when it was originally released in the theaters, but apparently I was like the only one in my family that really did want to see it. So, yeah, we ended up like never seeing it in the theater, which I was kind of upset about. And yeah, but yeah, I finally did get to watch this movie at some point. And yeah, I did think that this was overall a pretty good film overall. I mean, yeah, the critics at the were really like kind of once again like pretty mixed on this film. This is a lot like The Road to El Dorado, where the critics really were like very mixed on this, but the audience overall was like overall did have like a pretty good reaction to this film. Yeah, and yeah, this film was pretty good. And like, this of course like has like a cast of like a bunch of like animals. Of course, like Alex the lion, Marty the zebra, uh, Momin the giraffe, Jada Pinkett as Gloria. Well, yeah, Gloria the hippopotamus. Yeah, and yeah, it has like Cedric the Entertainer and uh, some other some other characters in this, and yeah, they're all like pretty good characters in this. Like a really good cast, like Ben Stiller, Chris Rock, David Schwimmer, Jada Pinkett, as I just said before, and Cedric the Entertainer, Andy Richter, and yeah, some other characters. But of course, like the other characters in this film are of course like the four penguins. What are their names? Alec. No, not them. Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Private. And I guess like the Penguins really did leave like a big impact. Like people really do love the Penguins because like the Penguins like did like eventually get like their own like own animated short, and they of course like later on did get like their own TV series on Nickelodeon, and of course like they would eventually also get like their own spin-off film. So yeah, the Penguins really did leave like a big impact, and yeah, and yeah, this was a pretty good story to this. I watched Nostalgia Critic's not Disney December, DreamWorksuary review for this film, and he said that thought that this film would just once again gonna do like the liar revealed story and the fish out of water stuff. And like I said before, like that did seem to be like a real habit of for the DreamWorks films because they like use that type of story like constantly. But yeah, this actually was not a liar revealed story. This was basically just like the the characters end up like going out to like try to stop Marty from like running away from like the Central Park Zoo, and they eventually end up getting caught, and they end up like being like shipped away, and then they end up like after like the boat like ends up like yeah, there's like the boat just like gets in an accident or something. Like they end up like washing ashore on an island. And yeah, they're like taken into an island, but like Alex is like having like this hunger obsession, and he's just like seeing like everything be food to him, and so he just like ends up like not wanting to really go after. Well, he ends up like going after like other the animals, thinking they're food, particularly Marty. Like he eventually ends up like biting Marty and stuff, and yeah, and so like he's just ends up like being seen to the others as danger, and he feels that he even is like a danger himself. So yeah, just has like a real pretty different story to this, and one that we really don't see much in film. Yeah, so yeah, pretty good story to this. And yeah, of course, like this film was like coming off of Shark Tale, and yeah, we all know like how bad Shark Tale really did. So yeah, this really like was really like had like a long, like pretty hard thing to follow up to who were like, this thing really needed to be like a big redeemer, and luckily it was. Like this film like ended up like being like much better than Shark Tale was. And yeah, this was like a film that, like I was talking about before, like since like DreamWorks like to rip off like a lot of Disney films, this was the film that eventually Disney ended up ripping off with The Wild in 2006. So yeah, this was the film that really where Disney really did give DreamWorks a dose of their own medicine. But yeah, this film overall, it was a pretty good film. Some good characters, a good story, and some like really like some good humor every now and again. And yeah, I did think that overall this was a pretty entertaining film. I would give this film, once again, 3.25 stars out of 4. I mean, yeah, it's no like great masterpiece or anything, but it's definitely like a good, enjoyable film. And yeah, this film that probably like did like really leave a big impact with people, and people really did seem to really enjoy this film because yeah, of course like they would like end up like making of course like some like sequels and a spin-off film to this. So yeah, this film definitely did leave a big impact, and yeah, this is really like one of the films that really like DreamWorks really has like made a full series of. Yeah, I mean this is like one of DreamWorks' biggest franchises. So yeah, this film definitely has left a big impact. So yeah, let me just get right into it. Alright, so as the film opens up, like in the Central Park Zoo, it shows like Marty, who's a zebra, like I said, he's like celebrating his 10th birthday, but like he is just like really bored and unhappy with his lifestyle and his daily routine, and he just really does want to actually explore the wild. And yeah, Alex, who's a lion, who's Marty's best friend, and he like really does enjoy what he does in the zoo, and he's basically just looked at as the king of New York. Yeah, and he was like trying to really cheer Marty up, but Marty just really was just not very happy. And then, yeah, the four penguins, Skipper, Kowalski, Rico, and Ivet, like they end up like giving Marty some tips about how to escape the zoo, and then they eventually end up escaping, and Marty like followed them out. So then Alex, Melman, and Gloria, who like I said, Melman's a giraffe and Gloria is a hippopotamus, and end up like following Marty to try to stop him. And then, yeah, it also like shows that there are also like two chimps, Phil and Mason, that are also trying to escape the zoo. And then they eventually arrive at the Grand Central Station. And then, yeah, like the police eventually like found like all of them like wandering the streets, and then like they end up like getting completely surrounded at Grand Central Station by like the police and animal control. And like Alex was actually like trying to talk to like the police to try to reason with them and explain what they're doing. But then like after like he what he was doing was like kind of like seen as aggression by the police. Like the animals end up like being tranquilized, and then they eventually end up being shipped off by the zoo, and they end up being like shipped off to the to Kenyan. And as they're traveling, like the penguins were and like escaped from their crates, and then they like tried to take over the ship, and because they want to go to Antarctica. And as they were like controlling the ship, like they were like moving it around and stuff, and it caused like some of the crates, which included the ones that Alex, Marty, Melman, and Gloria were in, and all like fall overboard, and they eventually wash ashore on like an island in Madagascar. Yeah. And at first, that they actually were thought that they had been washed up on the San Diego Zoo. And as they were exploring the island, they eventually like did come across like a pack of lemurs who were led by King Julian the 13th, and yeah, they eventually also end up like learning where they really are. Yeah. And yeah, Alex just was really not happy about the situation they were in, and he was blaming Marty for everything since he tried to escape. And yeah, Alex was just like trying to get the signal for help to get back home. But Marty was like really like finally happy that he was like in the place that he wanted to go. Oh, and yeah, Gloria and Melman were also like really enjoying the island with Marty. And then eventually, like, Alex then just ended up like coming around, and he was like then like joining with Gloria, Melman, and Marty again. Yeah. But then eventually, like, it was shown that because of Alex's hunger or problems, and he was just because he was deprived of like all the raw steaks that he was given at the zoo, then like he was starting to see like all like other animals as the steaks that he would be fed at the zoo. Like he would like see that Marty would like become a steak in his sight, and also like it would show like all of the lemurs and ended up like being seen as steaks to him. Yeah, and like after like one point where Alex was actually like hallucinating and he was like licking uh Marty, then like King Julian along with his advisor Maurice was like noticing what Alex was doing, and yeah, Maurice then was just like feeling that Alex may actually like be like a real predator, and he was like trying to warn King Julian about the nature of what Alex is doing. But yeah, King Julian just like didn't listen to it, and then he like they then like ends up like accepting the four of them into their group. Yeah, and then yeah, then like King Julian was just like persuading them to help the lemurs then fight off like their the creatures that see them as prey, the fossa. Yeah. And then like eventually like Alex like ends up like initially scaring the fossa away, and after like the after fending them off, yeah. But then like it then like just showed like Alex was hallucinating like all the stakes again, and he eventually ended up like biting Marty, and then that's when like King Julian then like saw Alex as a threat, and then he banished him to like the other side of the island where the Fossa live. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, Alex then just like ran off, and then after like what Marty had seen what Alex was going through, he was then like really regretting his decision to leave the zoo. Yeah. And then, yeah, at one point this actually showed like the penguins eventually did arrive in Antarctica, and it just like showed them that they said it just sucks. Yeah, and yeah, they eventually like take the ship back to Madagascar, and then yeah, it showed like Marty, Melman, and Gloria all saw the ship like coming back, and and yeah, they all like went out to find Alex, and then yeah, Marty tried to like go after Alex, but and yeah, he was like just trying to convince Alex to come back with him, but yeah, Alex just was like really just afraid that he may attack Marty again, so he just ended up refusing and running off again. Yeah. And as like the Penguins, Gloria, and Melman were trying to find Marty, they ended up like being caught by the fossa, and then yeah, Alex then just decided to just overcome like all of his predatory instincts, and then yeah, he ended up like making the fossa think that he was gonna like eat and destroy everything that was around him, and then ended up like scaring the fossa away from like the territory of the lemur forever. Yeah. And yeah, then it showed then the lemurs then just ended up like regaining all of the respect they had for Alex, and then yeah, the penguins then just ended up feeding Alex sushi to satisfy his hunger problems and stuff. Yeah. And then yeah, the lemurs then just ended up like throwing like a celebration to give like Alex, Marty, uh, Gloria, and Melman, and like a farewell. Yeah. But yeah, before like they had were gonna leave. Like just as the movie was ending, just then the penguins then just ended up like revealing that the ship was just out of fuel. But yeah, they just were like talking to each other about it, and then they just decided not to tell the four of them, and then the film just cut to credits. So yeah, 3.25 stars out of 4. Like I said, I mean it definitely is a pretty good movie. I mean, yeah, like I said before, no masterpiece or anything, but yeah, it definitely is like a good, enjoyable film. So yeah, it is definitely worth a watch. And yeah, yeah, like I said before, this film has just like become like a true franchise with DreamWorks. So yeah, definitely a pretty good film overall. All right, and like I said before, like when I made the announcement of this countdown list, like I said before, I will be making another video for any of these movies that do have like any sequels or anything. Yeah, I'll make another video to talk about the sequels, well, to give my thoughts on those. So yeah, next up I'll be like making a video to give my thoughts on the Madagascar sequel. So yeah, a video for that will be coming up next. So stay tuned for that up next. But anyway, alright, so this does it for my review of the first Madagascar. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.